Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tony the Mole Adams YouTube channel. And it only comes around once a year. It's like Christmas. It's grand final week. How's your nerves, Tony?
Yeah, I don't really have a great interest in this one, as in I'm not cheering for either team. I'm a Sydney boy, and we got a Queensland team and a Victorian team. But the news just came through a couple of hours ago that it's a sellout. So just goes to show rugby league fans will travel or will support the game, and it's great to see. There were fears when the Panthers went, when the Sharks went, when the Roosters went, that they might struggle to fill the stadium, but there'll be 80,000 there, and should be a beauty.
Yeah, the comps moved on a bit from those days. Maybe I think straight after the Super League war, there was a struggling to fill seats, particularly with out of town teams. But those days are hopefully behind us. But I believe that there are a lot of price gouging going on from the airlines, though.
Yes, I actually wrote something about that. $800 Brisbane to Sydney return, a flight that's normally about 200. And I couldn't believe how many people reacted by saying that's fine. It's supply and demand.
Yeah, yeah.
To me, it's blatant ripping off and price gouging, and that's before we start looking up hotels and what a hotel room is going to cost you in Sydney that next weekend. So. Yeah, I'm not okay with it, but for some reason, some people are.
Well, I think there's now surge pricing on everything, isn't there? Like whether you call an Uber or you're buying concert tickets. You buy concert tickets and they try to jam you, and I think maybe people are just getting conditioned to it. But anyway, let's move on to your item, your opening item, and don't forget to read Tony's column via the links in the description at nine.com.au. And Brisbane have a Melbourne spy. Tell us all, Tony. Tell us.
Yeah, it's quite a fascinating situation. Ben Tolte, who's in the Broncos squad, he was actually left out of the 17 today, but he's still very much a part of the squad. And it's a fascinating story. The last 2 years, he's been part of the Melbourne squad. He's done the off seasons with Melbourne. He's done the pre-season trials with Melbourne before being sent back to the New South Wales Cup with North Sydney. But then midway through this season, all of a sudden, Michael Maguire, the Broncos coach, called him up to the Broncos. He played the last 10 games. He won 9 of them. Ironically, the one he lost was against the Storm about a month ago. But look, he's been right inside the Storm camp very recently, as in earlier this year. So he knows all about Craig Bellamy. He knows all about the players, their strengths and weaknesses. And I've had a Broncos insider tell me that they're going to be having a chat with Ben Tolte to see just how much he knows. So it could be very interesting.
That is a good story, Tony. And another good story, I'm glad you wrote about him, is Dave Donaghy, who we know from press boxes 10 or 15 years ago. He worked for AAP, then he worked for Herald Sun in Melbourne. And now he's the CEO of the Brisbane Broncos. Maybe you can fill in a few gaps for the viewers about how he made that transition.
Yeah, that's right. Well, he was actually the media manager for the Storm after his journalistic days. Then he became CEO of the Storm. So there might still be hope for you and I, Steve. You never know. But then he decided to move to the Broncos as CEO. Didn't go down very well with the Storm. They don't like people leaving down in Melbourne. It ended up in the Victorian Supreme Court. They tried to enforce a 6-month no-compete clause. They ended up compromising. It ended up being about 3 months. But the bottom line is I speculated that if anyone's going to be very happy if the Broncos win, it'll be Dave Donaghy. He's got a bit of a personal stake in this one.
Yeah, and you know what made Dave Donaghy as a media manager and as a future CEO was when Melbourne were penalised for the salary cap breaches, and they held a media conference, and they all walked across Amy Park in a phalanx, together to front the media together. That was his idea, and it went down very well with everyone concerned in the club, and that was it, rocket to the top. But for the record, I've got no interest in being an NRL CEO. I couldn't think of many things worse. Anyway, Tony, now Rome Fa'anana. Rome Fa'anana. Who is he?
Well, Brisbane seem to be in the headlines all week, and they're not just thinking about the grand final, they're thinking about the long term. Rome Fananana is a young front rower. He was the tournament MVP at the Kiwi National Secondary Schools Championship held recently, and he's joined the Broncos. So they're playing the long game, the Broncos. He's about 17, 18. He's going to join their development squad next year. So another one for our little black book, Rome Fananana.
And finally, Chad Townsend. Now, he's one of our bitter rivals here on YouTube, isn't he? He's got his own channel. He's got a lot of viewers, a lot of subscribers, unlike us. But you know, we're getting there. We're on the way. And he keeps getting honours. He's a popular guy, keeps getting honours in retirement.
Yeah, he's very, very well liked. He didn't have the best of final seasons at the Roosters because they had so many good players ahead of him. Was a bit of a strange signing, but he's gone out and gone out with a bang because this week he's been named a life member of his junior club down Cronulla Way, the Yarrawarra Tigers. And it's sort of not even a first down there because their home ground is called Chad Townsend Oval. So there's not too many players recently retired or just retired get life membership and an oval named after them. Probably Wally Lewis is one that comes to mind, Alan Langer, but not too many more. So another feather in Chad's cap. We're going to have to work extra hard to catch him.
I wouldn't like to be an NRL CEO, but I wouldn't mind having a jog around Tony Moley Adams Oval. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I don't know where that's most likely to be, Tony. What part of the world?
It's in my backyard here in Mona Vale in the Northern Beaches, and it's pretty small.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, everybody. And also, we've got these. We've got two with another one on the way. These kind of timeless episodes. Tony's top 5, decided to call it in lieu of a better name. And it's we've got his 5 toughest players, his 5 fastest players, and we're going to have his 5 best grand finals. We're going to be posting that in the next few days. So don't forget to have a look at those videos. We think they're pretty cool, and they'll start a few debates. Enjoy your grand final, Tony, and next week will be grand final week in the UK.
Yeah, it's all happening, isn't it, Steve? And then we got the internationals. So too much football's never enough, isn't that what they say?
No Teddy, no James Tedesco for the Ashes, which is a blow.
Yeah, which means probably yes to Reece Walsh if he gets through Sunday unscathed and has a good game. And the English fans, they're in for a real treat. He's a very special player. You throw him in with Marky Mark, and there's some real talent there in this Aussie team.
Wide open space, Reece Walsh in the wide open spaces of Wembley here in less than a month. That's a very exciting prospect. Okay, we'll be back.
Sounds good.
We'll talk next week. Bye-bye.
Okay.